Now, why is he so important today? Is because he has continued to work even after his exit consistently in a very tangible fashion. The relevance and purpose of Baba. He was a perfect Avaduta. Avaduta means somebody who has nothing outside nor inside. That means he existed as a complete consciousness, pure consciousness. So that's the main thing about Baba. And his whole life, he was living as a kind of a eccentric person. Many people thought he is eccentric, and he lived as a Muslim fakir, but that was to unite the warring religions. Hindus and Muslims were fighting. So he wanted to unite all these people, and so he 1918 October 15th he left the body. Nobody knows when he was born, and he existed for the sake of welfare of the world. Now, why is he so important today? Is because he has continued to work even after his exit consistently in a very tangible fashion. I personally met him when I was in Shirdi, and so many people have met in so many places physically, and they realize that's him only when he leaves, or when they realize that it was a miracle. So Shirdi Sai Baba is very active and it's more than a guru. He's playing the role of a god. So first of all, he was an Avaduta. When people asked him about his relationship with his guru, his name was Venkusha, Baba said, he never taught me anything. There was no teaching. From morning till evening, I looked at him and he looked at me, often, occasionally, and finally he gave me everything. Typical of Avaduta path. If any of you have read Mast, the book Mast, in which the disciple was existing in the ashram of the Guru, but Guru never trained him, didn't give him any training. There was no ritual, no practice, nothing. There were practices, getting up early in the morning and ablutions and those kind of stuff. But what happened was to prepare the disciple in such a way that he is totally empty, where the Guru transmitted himself to this disciple. In other words, the lamp was brought to the proximity, ready to be lit. Then at the right time, the Guru lit it with himself. Then he said, now you leave. Your job is done. So if you get a chance to read the book Mast, you will know more about this. Now coming back to Shirdi Sai Baba, the main thing about Shirdi Sai Baba is that he is so natural that everybody can connect to him easily. When you think about him, he is there. He is very tangible, like Dattatreya. Many people consider him as an avatar of Datta, fifth avatar of Datta. One more aspect, this is also connected to parallel existence. Parallel existence, many people have discussed, and Yoga Vasishtha talks about it in detail. That means you are existing in this body now, but your own consciousness, your own soul exists in another body parallelly, in another place. You may not know it, but it's existing. So in the case of Shirdi Sai Baba, there is a very striking example of this parallel reality. There was a master, Akkalkot Maharaj, a very powerful master in the neighborhood. I think he left around the late 1800s. He left his body. So when he left the body, part of his soul merged with the tree under which he used to sit, and part of his soul merged with Shirdi Sai Baba. That means this master is considered as the third avatar of Datta, the third or fourth avatar of Datta. And when Akkalkot Maharaj left the body, 50% of it joined Shirdi Baba, and Shirdi Baba became more famous. So the parallel existence, if we understand, that means Akkalkot Maharaj completed his mission, his purpose of existence, and while leaving, he merged with Baba, partially 50%, and made Baba's purpose of existence stronger while they were existing parallelly as well. Like that, when that's what Ramana Maharshi also said, when somebody asked him, if I die now, will I come back in another body in 2.5 years? Usually it is said that in 2 years or 2.5 years of human years, the soul comes back to another body. That's what is normally said. There's no rule like that. It can happen or it cannot. So Ramana Maharshi said, yes, it's possible, but then probably at that time you will be 70 years old. That means you are existing already. So you are coming back to a body which you already have. So this is all possible. So in Baba's case, Akkalkot Swami merged with Baba, and Baba became more powerful, and more people started coming to meet him. Now if we go to Shirdi, it's a huge crowd. So I had many experiences which I have made YouTube. There is videos in YouTube, Sai and I. So I'm not repeating that now here. Many experiences, and if I am sitting and talking here, I think I attribute it to Sai Baba, because so many times, yeah, I never had a godfather or a background or anything before I started being in public, and Baba has time and again protected me and supported me. And one of the masters whom Baba was, he's really connected to Baba. He lived with Shirdi Sai Baba. His name was Baba Ganeshananda Giri. I don't know whether you have a copy of The Boy Who Walked with Sai Baba. If not, we will get a copy for you. That book, that master, Sai Baba, I was actually in 2015 December. I was filming in Shirdi, means I was acting not acting actually. I was part of the film called Sai Mahima, and I was doing my part in the film. And one person wrote to me from Dubai saying that a man who lived with Shirdi Baba is still there. So I said, how can that be? Because Baba left his body in 1918. So even if the person is there, he must be very old. So he said, yes, he's there. So he gave me the number. I gave the number to one of my people, call him and say, Mohanji would like to meet you. And this person called and he said, yes, I will come and meet him at the Gurusthan. Gurusthan is a location inside the premises of Shirdi. So I did not get this information because we were busy filming. And then I get a call from one of the hotels in the neighborhood saying that Babaji is waiting for you here. He collapsed and he's unwell. So I did not know anything about this whole thing. I rushed to this hotel, and Baba was, this Ganeshananda Giri was lying down with his head towards the door, and there were about 10 steps to the door. As I climbed up, I hear from inside, Mohanji, come. He did not see me, but he said, you come. And there were so many people there, but he still felt me and called me. And apparently he was in ICU, he was unwell, but Baba told him about me, and he was looking forward to meeting me. That's how we met. And that book I will get you, and it has more details. That 4 months I had association with him, and he was born in 1911. So he was more than 100 years before I met him. And he left in April 19 or something. I was not there. I was in South Africa at that time. But that connection was, it was a very deep connection at that time. And he started a trust in Chennai, India, in the name of Baba, for a Sai Baba temple. So Baba was giving direct advice. Every day 6 a.m. Shirdi Baba will appear to him and discuss with him. And that was going on. So Baba told Mohanji should head this organization. he called me. I said, Babaji, I don't live in India most of the time. If I head the organization, all your paperwork will delay because I have to come back here and sign. So let me not be the head of the organization. You can find somebody. Then he discussed with Baba, and Baba said, okay, he should be the chief advisor. I agreed because that's not you don't need signature for that. And so like that, everything about this Sai Baba was directly guiding. And that 4 months is almost like 40 years for me, association, because it was so deep and so profound. And I got closer to Sai Baba through Baba Ganeshanandagiri also. And I still have that connection. It's very, very deep. He left, and in April, I met in December, and next April he died. He attained Mahasamadhi. So there are so many things about Sai Baba. What else can I say? You will know how tangible he is. You know, very, very tangible. I'll tell you one small example. I'm going to Palakkad, my hometown now, and there is a Shirdi Sai temple there. And a few years ago, I think it was mid-2000s, 2004 or 5, a group of people had an intention to start a Shirdi Sai temple. So I was kind of involved in it. And so there is one guy, a businessman, who goes to Shirdi every 2 weeks. So I told him, I wanted to start a temple in a place that I have. It's like a hilltop. So I wanted to place the temple in such a way that Baba looks down at the valley. So I told him, please surrender this idea at Baba's feet and take blessings and come back. So I was expecting to get the design work from the architect. It didn't come. So I told him I didn't get it. So you please go and get the blessings for it. So he went without the drawing, without the design. And when he came back, he handed over to me a very heavy bag, quite heavy, means kind of couple of kilos. When I opened it, it was one tile with Baba's feet on it. Then he told me the story. He prayed to Baba. Mohanji wants to set up a temple in his hometown, in his place, and request your blessings and permission. And he came, and he was entering in the car. One person called him from behind and handed over this packet and said, and this is for Mohanji. So he asked who you are. He said, no, Sai Baba sent this. And this, who are you? He didn't say, and looked around, he is not there. So he brought this thing and gave it to me. And I kept it in my small shrine in my house. And that time I had a business thing for natural medicines, which I had no interest. It was started because one saint told me to do it. So usually when saints say I do it, but I was not at all I don't know the subject even, but I was doing it. And then finally I decided to close it because it was not going anywhere. But apparently what happened was I was partly in India and partly abroad most of the time. So the shares of this company was spread over many people. And the authorities, government said, bring back all the shares and you can close it. How will I bring back the shares? I don't have them. It's with people, I don't even know where are they now. So I was thinking that this is terrible because I have to pay the taxes all the time. The company will be open, no business, but I have to pay money. So the chartered accountant, the accountant said, bring back all the shares and close it. I said, I don't know where they are. And they gave a last date for closing. This day you should close it. Otherwise it will be kept open. I was abroad at that time. My father calls me and said, on top of this feet of Baba, which is in our shrine, there is a packet sitting. One packet is sitting. I said, open it and see what it is. He opened it and it looks like shares, the format. Then I said, count the shares, how many? He said, about 30 shares. I said, beautiful. Give it to the accountant and see what it is. So he delivered it to the accountant, and from number 1 to number 32, that was the shares issued, I think, everything was in order.